Okay. Hello? Okay, there we go. I think that should be pretty good.
Here in a moment. Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, you guys are loud.
We're so loud.
Oh no, twice as quiet.
Oh, am I really quiet?
No, not on my end.
Okay.
I
But
had
I,
Ace turned
I've,
up really loud.
I've spent some time, equalizing everybody who we frequently communicate with.
Mm,
So,
the great
Hold on.
equalizer.
I'm gonna make you big on my screen,
Ooh, I gotta
like
add
appropriately
Ace to
sized.
my chat.
There we go. Okay, I will be right back.
hi everyone. How we doing? How's it going? How we feeling? I didn't quite finish my salad, but I'm really full, so I don't want to finish it right now.
Salus.
Yeah.
Mm.
You're tired? Gleeby. Joseph is so gleeby. Well, see, the
Aw.
salad, okay. PD made the salad yesterday because they knew that they were going to be streaming all day today. And I have been on the espresso. So I haven't been cooking or doing really much of anything recently. So they were like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna make the food now," um, which was really, really smart, so that I could just go pull it out of the fridge, and it took all of 5 minutes to put together. But that means that the salad has been sitting already overnight.
Mm.
So I'm probably gonna finish it, just not right now.
Let me pop
How does
out the
everything
chat.
sound? Are we still echoing? Because that's an issue. Chat.
Now
Okay,
we're good. Sounds good.
we're good. Sweet. All
Ace.
right, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. So twice.
Ace.
Tell me about your wait, I don't think you did. I can't remember. Tell me about your most amazing memory with that includes a turtle.
My most amazing memory that includes a turtle.
Yep.
Um, I've got to have one. I was thinking about it whenever Joe did his earlier. Mm, but now,
PD just came into my room.
oh no,
Wild PD appeared.
turtles. I'm trying to think. See you in a
Joe,
little bit,
don't
Joe.
don't BRB. Oh, okay, yeah, you can use the restroom. That's fine. It's like this section is literally for you. Turtles all the way down.
Yeah, I don't know. Turtles are cool. I don't think I have a whole ton of the best memory I've had with the turtle.
Have you seen a turtle in the outdoors?
Yes, I've seen we had a big alligator snapping turtle running through our yard one day, way back in the day.
Whoa.
It was very
Whoa,
cool.
a big boy.
Yeah.
Okay, because there are some folks who I have asked this turtle question, and they aren't even sure they've seen a turtle out in the wilds,
Oh.
which is very sad.
We've accidentally caught some turtles while fishing.
While fishing,
Yeah.
yeah.
But luckily with them, it's not like fish where they get like hooked like necessarily. So
Yeah, usually like you just cut the line and then they just swallow the hook down, right? Like, isn't that
yeah, that or like the hook is just like they're just like actually physically biting on the hook. It's not like a fish.
like they're just holding it?
Yeah, we're just like they're just not letting go, and so like as soon as you like pry it from their mouth, and they just leave. So it doesn't seem like it hurts them most of the time. So,
Yeah.
I've had some really weird some very weird situations that I've encountered with turtles.
Okay. All right. Let me hear your weird turtle encounter.
Um, we have a Taco Bell around where we live, and it's in like a little. It used to be a mall parking lot, but now it's just empty. I drove by and got Taco Bell for lunch one day, and there was a rather big crowd. I guess big crowd is like probably like 4 or 5 cars there.
Okay.
There was like a trailer there, and they had big tortoises, and they were offering people to let their kids ride on the backs of the tortoises. It was very, very like gross.
Oh no.
And then I found it on Facebook because someone in our county was doing a live stream of it, and she was trying, because she had tried to tell them that they couldn't do that because the turtles are not meant to be ridden like horses. And the two people, it was I guess it was a couple. It was a man and a woman, and they were like, "Well, we've got uh pet licenses to own these turtles or like these tortoises or whatever, and so we can do whatever we want with them."
Oh my gosh. Oh my
And
gosh. That's how pet ownership works.
yeah, and so they were offering, and I think the weirdest thing to me really was not even, it was kind of scummy that those people were offering people to let their kids ride a tortoise. But the fact that people were just like coming and paying like $10-15 to just let their kids ride a tortoise. And I was like, this is a random, so you don't know these so you don't know these people.
That is like
There was no
somebody
signs
working
up.
at
Yeah, because there was no
Golden
signs
Tire.
up. There was nothing like indicating that they were there other than just they parked in the parking lot of what used to be our mall. So just people were just driving by and said, "Oh, dude, we can ride turtles," and then they just drove by and they just paid like $15-$20 to do it. It was crazy. There was like quite a bit of people doing it too, because that lady was live streaming for a while.
I'm laughing because I don't know what else to do with it.
It
Like
was
I
very
want to
awkward.
cry, like
Yeah,
what the
um,
heck?
because the lady had put in her comments of the video saying that she had tried to call the police, and the police said that it wasn't something that they could deal with because it wasn't, because they don't deal with animals.
Okay,
And so by the time that she had called, I don't even know who you would call, like the animal shelter, something like that. I don't know, animal
animal
control.
control, but I mean, yeah, I mean if they have the license and
But like after a little while, they just disappeared, and then just I'd never heard of them back since.
oh my gosh, the traveling tortoise riding show.
It's just very weird.
It's like a, it's a single attraction circus.
Yeah,
What the actual fuck?
I'm hoping those tortoises got out okay though.
Yeah,
Like they
hopefully
just
they're
get,
fine.
yeah, because I think the lady said, I think that lady was maybe gonna get herself in trouble trying to like chase after them. I
Oh
can't
dear.
remember. Yeah, that may have become a situation that left our small city. So
Oh.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, that was a bad tortoise story, but I don't. The only other turtle stories I have are turtles are cute.
They are.
Yeah,
They are very
turtles
cute.
are great.
We saw one while snorkeling one time.
Yeah, very cute.
So, we all know why we're here, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do I need to like share this with you? How do you
I
want
was
me to go
gonna
about doing
say,
this?
why don't you, um, one at a time, pop it in the DM, and I'll just pull it up on stream.
Okay.
Since it's
Okay.
just a static image, I don't feel like we probably need to share our screens. If
Yeah.
that's all right with you.
No, I'm fine with that. I
Yep. That
just
sounds
Okay.
good. I feel like I might be. I feel like I might have been more work to try to do that. So.
Um.
I have like a folder for myself because I named them all,
Okay.
and I'll have
Whoever
to.
wants to go first. I'm.
Well, oh yeah, I guess. Well,
Oh, there we
there's
go.
mine.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
you want to go first?
Um,
You're the guest of honor. Go ahead. GD.
Wow.
uh,
Okay. Okay. We got some good ones. I'm not. I only looked briefly. I have not done an extensive look. I don't know what these are. Okay. So this is we're gonna do aces first.
Okay.
okay.
Um. I'm fixing it up, and then we're gonna transition over to the other screen because I'm trying to give it like optimal framing here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, do what you got to do.
This is important.
Get it all squared away.
Do
Um,
uh do we want to tell chat what we're doing? Because I don't think anybody but Joe knows what's going on right now.
yeah, yeah. PD, why don't you enlighten all of our wonderful and beautiful
Oh,
viewers?
you want me to do it?
Well, yeah,
It's your
it's your
12-hour stream.
it's your stream.
That's fair. I'm gonna put y'all on that side of the screen. I think this is good. Because then if I put this in the middle, okay. So chat, what we're doing today is we 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 were doing some 3x3s. Joseph and I, and in those 3x3s, we were taking a look at various media, and we were picking our favorite 9 video games, movies, TV shows, all that good stuff. And then we had the idea. I don't know whose idea this was. Actually, I don't know who's to blame for this.
I I think it was twice.
It
I
might have
feel
been
pretty
me, but I'm
confident it
not
was
sure.
twice.
Yeah.
It was probably twice. Let's be
Probably
honest.
was me. So.
um, as a result of that stream, we all were like, it'd be great if somebody did a Joe 3x3. And so we got together and we each did a 3x3 of our favorite Joe Schmoes.
Yep.
Mm.
So here is
So
Aces.
yeah, here's mine. Joe, I hope you have you've posted this in your server and let
Oh yeah.
everyone know that this is happening right now. I'm gonna give you a minute to do that while you take in
Yes. If you
the
need me to post, Joe, I can, but I'm not a mod on your server, so I can't do anything in the announcements.
yeah, you better get that up there. It's important. But yeah, this is my my Joseph uh 3x3. How what tell me both of you your initial impression of this.
Wait, Joe, I think I can't. I think I can post in that channel. Is that okay? Can I post in the stream announcements channel to tell people that this is happening? Okay, thank you.
Mm.
So initial thoughts. Initial thoughts.
Yeah, initial thoughts before I give my titles, and I will bullshit reasons why I picked them.
Mm.
So you got some rare Joes here.
Yeah,
That's
I feel like I have
Yeah.
a couple rare Joes.
I'm gonna be honest. My list is mostly composed of classic Joes.
Okay.
So I'm surprised to see some of these represented here.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, it was important for me that we got the whole Joe Gambit. You know, I figured, well, at least one of us, with the three of us, one of us was gonna do something, you know, that was a little bit more, you know, just regular
Yeah.
Joe, classic Joe, as you said.
Yeah.
How did I get some of these? What do you mean? How did I get some of these? Like I'm, this is my work, my job. This is what I do. I make the Joseph 3x3, obviously.
And yes, Joe, if you want this to be a video on your channel, it can, or on my channel. It doesn't matter. I'll turn this into a video if you want.
Ace did use AI to get rid of all the Getty Images stock things though, so
I did. I wasn't gonna tell them that twice. So thank
no,
you.
I knew though, so don't worry.
Yeah. Well, now they all know as well. So, but yeah.
made Joe cry.
So these are generally speaking my rare Joes. I'm gonna do like what y'all did in your 3x3. And I'll start in the top left and work my way around like a spiral.
Okay.
Mm.
And I think I think probably what I'll do is I'll go down instead because it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Okay, well, so starting in the top left, we have gently caressing Joe hand. This is very important because we all know that Joseph regularly has to have hand checks while streaming.
It's true.
We there are definitely some sussy situations with some VTubers that we all have to make sure things are all kosher and TOS approved in chat. And so this is to represent Joseph, the softer side of the man, that he can have a gentle hand, and it can be there, and it's usually reserved for old video games. That is what that gentle hand is usually reserved for.
Mm.
As you
You know
can
what?
see in this photo, there's I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is a copy of Resident Evil 6,
Ah. Okay.
which is because I think that's the one of the old GameStop stickers, the kind that you try to pull it off and it doesn't come off at all and it just makes you angry forever.
Mhm.
And I thought that this was important because the imagery on Resident Evil 6, that I think that goes right along with the gently caressing Joe hand.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. I respect that.
Okay, so next I'm gonna
Okay.
go down, like I said. We have I'm dead. No, don't die. I have 8 more to do. Don't die. Next, we have the thick thinkin' Joe. We all know that Joseph, every once in a while, sometimes has has a head empty moment. Uh, and that's just something that happens to all of us.
True.
Maybe to Joseph a little bit more, maybe not. I don't know. But this Joseph is to be representative of the fact that we all know that there is at least a single brain cell inside his skull, and it's a thick one. It's thick, so he's thinking thick. Okay, he's got the thick thinking cap on. All right, so we all know this is the smart Joe. Yeah, the thick brain
Exactly.
Joe. We need that, because the rest of them are gonna be head empty. So we had to include at least one smart Joe.
Yeah. Thick brain.
Thick brain.
Mm-hmm.
Now this next one, going down once again, is the sussy tentacle booty Joe. This is one of my favorite Joes. I'm gonna be honest. This is Joe, outside of his natural habitat. He's wandered off the reservation. He is in unprotected territory here. I'm slightly concerned because I believe he in the next the next moment he's going to be heading towards a hot stove. So it remains to be determined how he will fare in this situation. However, we have just an exquisite view of the entire backside, including the rear end. And you'll notice this is not the only rear end we have of Joseph, because I wanted to make sure we got every angle. We got the hand, we got the booty. Honestly, the only thing that I didn't like get a great picture of was the feet, but I tried to cover that in the next one.
Okay.
Okay.
With
Oh no. Oh no. There's the booty.
there's the booty.
There he goes.
I tried to make sure we had some foot representation. We need the whole Joe. The whole Joe needs to be represented. And this is Angie Lumberjack Jesus Joe.
That's a really rare
Okay.
one.
Yeah, this is a really this might be the rarest Joe on here.
I remember
I
my
don't know if
past.
I've seen this video before. It's so rare.
It's a rare one. This Joe, there's a story behind this Joe. So obviously you can see there's so much happening in the background. And I wanted to point out the fact that, that Joseph is standing in the Jesus position. It's very, very powerful signaling here going on. And he's feeling lumberjacky with the whole cutting down the forest behind him. But he's angry about it. He's angry that the forest is getting cut down. So there's some righteous indignation going on, and it's a powerful. There's a story with this photo. It's called the Book of Revelations. This is a rare Joe. This is probably the
Yeah.
rarest Joe you're ever gonna find.
I think so.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I felt just absolutely blessed to be able to find this one out in the wild. So there's really not much else to say. We also get some foot representation, which I think is very important.
Mm.
Shiny holographic Judge promo Joe. Yeah, this one would be the secret rare. If we had Joe, the Joe trading card game, the Joe TCG. This is what.
If I think you mean when.
Yeah, I've already sent some designs out. So
TCJ.
Yeah, we're getting those babies printed up.
TCJ.
Oh, perfect. Don't worry, Joe. Don't worry. You'll get
Mhm.
royalties.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And exposure.
1%. So yeah, moving right along to the right, we have number 1 bonus Christmas Joe. Now I don't know about y'all, but I have actually never seen a Joe at Christmas time. I've never seen a Joe at Christmas time. I think this is something that obviously happens. We have photographic evidence of it. But he tends to get, a little bit more reclusive during this time of the year. This is a hibernation state kind of time. Sounds like we need to change that. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, this particular image is probably the second rarest Joe on here, simply because it's not often you get exposure of the Christmas Joe. Oh, I hit my microphone. Sorry if that made crazy noises. But yeah, so, and then you can see it's definitely take note of this, because that was the reason I picked this to begin with. You see, there's that gentle caressing hand, and he's got his finger up, and we all know what's going through his mind in this moment, in this rare bonus Christmas moment of Joe.
Dude, he got
Love it.
us.
Yeah,
You got
He got us.
yeah,
Yeah.
we got a poo finger joke at Christmas time. No
It's been
less.
there. It's been there the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. So I'm so happy to have this moment captured on film, and in our hearts forever, and
Oh, yeah.
now in all of chat's collective memory. We will never forget it. The Pooh
That
Finger
time.
Christmas show.
Yeah, we all got poo fingered by Joe on Christmas
Mhm.
several years later, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we should probably write a song about it, just to commemorate the moment.
Yeah.
Next we have the Heavenly Baby Joe. It's not often you see Joe with this much light and ambiance. Usually he's hidden inside his cavern of video games. Many video games line his walls. If it's not video games, it's manga. If it's not manga, it's anime, and if it's not anime, then it is hot anime titty ladies. And those titties, they can cast some serious shadows. But here, before Joseph was indoctrinated into all of the waifu, we see this wonderful, beautiful light gracing him. This was not to be for long. Now, if we look at Joe, all we see is darkness. So this is to show a time of youth and vitality, and far fewer shadows blocking the light.
Mm.
Yeah, it's an emotional one. This one, we can take a moment if we need. It's fine.
No, I'm basking in that glow because I see the darkness to come.
Yeah, the baby glow. Everything the light touches is yours. What about that over there? That's huge anime titty land. You can't go there. Oh, it's true. All right, we only have a few Joes left. The next is Rainbow Dumpy Joe. I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory.
I think so.
Rainbow Dumpy. I mean, it new Tinder quote. Make sure to include all of these pictures on your Tinder with that Tinder quote. Okay.
These are your new profile pictures.
Yeah, the Rainbow Dumpy especially, I think, should be.
You should make a profile for each one of these squares, so that way when they swipe right, they have to swipe right on all of them. If they only swipe left on even one of them, you don't want them.
Yeah, this is an like exclusive club, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they don't want just a piece of you, then they can't have any of you. All right.
If they can't, oh man, I can't remember. If they can't handle you at your worst, they don't deserve you at their best.
It's true.
Yeah.
There you go.
If they can't handle you at your well, I don't know what's the
at your
dumpiest.
dumpiest.
At your Rainbow Dumpy Joe. They don't deserve you at your Angel. What was it? Angel Baby Joe.
Heavenly Baby Joe. Yeah.
Heavenly Baby Joe. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We have two more. So we're back up in the top row in the middle.
All right.
This one's a little controversial. This was something that it was something that Joe had to go through, to see what it was like, to see how things were. It maybe could have been something that he could have done on his own time, but he really wanted to share it with the world. It was really important. It was the time that Joe tried a self-suck in VR. I think we all remember that vividly.
Holy fuck.
Clearly, it was...
It was on stream. It was really awkward.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, that it was something that probably would have done better in private, but
Mhm.
he just really wanted to share that moment with all of us. It was
Yeah. Yeah.
I I want to say it was beautiful for the sheer passion of it.
Mhm. 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 Mhm.
Hmm.
However, I question uh the motivation behind it. Um and
Yeah.
then our final Joe, our center Joe is don't ever talk to Joe or his son again. I think
I
you
didn't
can
notice the one in the corner until just
y-
now.
yeah, obviously there's there's young Joseph, the Joseph's son of Joe,
Yeah.
Joe's son.
Mighty Joe Young.
Yeah.
I
And then um Father Joe, Daddy Joe,
yeah.
Papa
Papa.
Joseph up there in the corner, And yeah, don't talk to him. Okay.
Mm.
Max says he went hard mode by not trying to get a rib surgically removed before doing so. It's true. It was really that
Yeah.
stream where he spent 2 hours trying to self suck in VR. It was really like a testament to both uh the hubris of man and the human spirit. You know,
Oh yeah.
it was really like empowering and like sobering at the same time.
Yeah, it's like I said, the passion was there.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't think
Absolutely
anyone can
passion.
argue that.
No, you
Yeah.
can't argue that. I mean, you can see even in this image, like the motion blur going on. I mean, there was just it was so powerful.
Yeah, he's motion blurred like a cryptid.
Yep.
So
So
very good.
that's my Joe 3x3.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
very good.
No
Thank you.
notes.
It's
Thank you.
just I don't know how we can
Uh,
beat that.
Joseph,
Are you ready?
I hope you feel well represented here. I tried to make sure we got every possible angle we could get with this.
Mhm.
Mm.
Twice. Are you ready to do yours?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, there we go. Give it a moment for the delay to catch up, and you're good to go. This one is Twice's.
Yeah, there's this one's mine.
This one's good.
We've got a lot of good Joes here.
I'm very happy to see some of the
Yeah,
Joes that I'm seeing right now.
Mm.
yeah. This is a good mix of
Mm-hmm.
classics and new hits. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll start up on the top left. This is Chief Creative Officer Joe. This is Joe at the most recent Anime Con, I believe.
Mhm.
Um, and he is there with Boxutron. And he has been promoted to the Chief Creative Officer. And that's really all you need to know for that one.
That's a big
Yeah,
Joe moment.
It's a good Joe
yeah,
moment. Yeah.
yeah.
It's a
Uh,
mighty Joe moment.
it really is. Then we'll go the other opposite way. So we'll go to
Okay.
the right. That is Tank Top Joe. So we've got Tank Top Joe, working out, looking good. It's really just an inspiration to all of us. Like just the confidence to wear the tank top and just
Hmm.
letting us know, letting me feel like I can work out and just like it's just all the confidence that you ever need to just know that
Yeah.
like it's important. It's
I
important
like
to
I,
work on
I
yourself.
also just like a slick hairline here. Like
Mm-hmm.
just
Yeah.
everything is just like
The beard and everything.
yeah, it's on point.
It's good.
it's true. I want to draw attention with this one in particular. When I saw this on stream for the first time, I thought he was showing his support of Ukraine because of the colors, and he was quick to point
Mm.
out that no, he is very staunchly repping his Pokemon Go team,
Mm.
Oh, it's
which
easily confused.
Yes,
Easily
yes,
confused.
quite,
Okay.
quite. But yeah, this is good. You know, sun's out, guns out. You know,
Yeah.
as Joe is wont to do.
Yeah,
It's a
he's
good one.
looking good doing it. So
Yeah, yeah.
moving on to the right is Pink Suit made. It's made Pink Suit Joe. Going along with Tank Top Joe. He's got the muscles. You gotta see it. Like you just know they're good. Like
Yeah.
Weren't the muscles so good they ripped through?
Oh yeah.
yeah, they
Me?
did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this was the stream where it ripped the pink suit, wasn't it? Or the
Uh,
maid outfit, or both?
it was one of those. Yeah, because that was the one that
Yeah.
you came just as a maid first. And
Yes. It was. Oh yeah, it was his birthday stream. This was his
yeah,
birthday.
yep.
Yeah. This is birthday boy Joe.
Birthday boy Joe.
Birthday
Oh
maid.
my
Yeah,
gosh. This is like multiple layers of Joe.
yeah.
Joe, was this when it ripped, or had it ripped previously? I can't remember.
It might have ripped previously.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Hmm.
Oh no, that's
That's
when
when
it
No,
it
ripped.
that's
ripped.
when it
Okay.
ripped.
Yep.
Okay.
On his birthday. He got so
Confirmation.
shredded that he ripped his birthday suit.
And that's hard to do.
Yeah. Too much muscles. It's true.
So going down, we've got dripped up Joe. Except he's at least in the pose. Uh, Joe has a emote that's like a dripped up Joe emote, but I couldn't
Yes.
find like a good picture of it. But then I was just digging through Twitter and I remembered that he had this one where he was already in the pose. So, this is a
This
good
one's solid.
representation. Yeah. Good
Is,
solid Joe.
Am I correct? Is this from the Vegas trip? Yeah, he said, Vegas." Yeah, so
Mm.
this one seems like kind of a twofer. It's Drip Joe, but also Party City, Vegas
It
Joe.
really is. Yeah, it's a good one.
That's solid.
Just
That's solid.
Gamble Joe.
Gamble Joe. That's hella drunk Joe. What? Could have fooled me.
dude, hella drunk Joe's dripped up.
Yeah.
All right, so going down, we've got Keck Joe. Every time I see this, I'm sure it's like a thing within Twitch itself or something, but every time I see it, I only think of Joe. It's become a part of Joe for me.
That's fair. I see the Keck emotes. I see them used in other chats, but
Mhm.
I so associate them with Joe because he uses his emote all the time when he's talking.
Mhm. But it's good. It's a good one. I didn't know
Joseph actually
the.
uses this emote in real life conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll say two dots KEKW two dots.
Yep. He does that.
He does
Yeah.
that. We've all heard it.
Joe, you
It's like
put
the people
literally
that say
two
laugh out
dots.
loud, but they say LOL.
Hmm
Yeah.
It's good.
It's just like that. Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Ooh, there we go.
Oh, we got one in chat. Oh, wow. Wow, how lucky.
Ooh, yeah.
This is a momentous occasion, everyone.
So next we've
Beautiful.
got Cat Made Joe. I
Hell yeah.
I found this one just on Twitter as well, but I don't know the context of this one actually. But
I don't either.
I wasn't sure if this was like the first time Joe had worn the maid outfit or how that was.
This is an oh no, he's hot.
Yeah. Dude, he's got the heart though. Like I could not put this on the list.
Oh yeah. This was essential Joseph
Mm-hmm.
on the 3x3.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, Halloween. That's a good cover. That's a good cover,
Okay.
Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, of course I'm a cat boy maid. It's Halloween. Teehee.
It's how I'm gonna it's how I'm
I
gonna
see.
be able to buy the maid outfit for Ichiban.
Yeah,
Mhm,
exactly. It's
mhm,
you
mhm,
just play it
mhm.
off that way, right?
Yeah, I can just say it's a Halloween thing. I can use my my work credit card on it.
There you go.
Yeah. So the next one is El Rey Leon Joe. So we learned earlier today that apparently those grippers there are Joe's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a self-report.
The
Yeah.
I don't think any of us knew that.
No.
the concrete grippers.
Yep. So we've pieced together the Joe Votron. We've got his feet now.
Yep.
Beautiful.
So now you can
Beautiful.
Jesus pose all over it. So
Absolutely
yeah, it's gonna be
fantastic feet.
yeah, we've got him.
hmm
Then
The dogs, as he refers to
yeah, the dogs. Yeah, people are gonna be asking him what he's doing when he's going for a jog in the park, and he said, "Just walking the dogs."
them. Joe does sometimes have big dad energy, and that's total dad energy right there.
Actually,
Yeah,
that is.
walking the dogs. It's good. It's good.
So then, going up, we've got VTuber Joe.
Ooh.
VTuber Joe. I've only known him for a short period of time, but he's been a good other to Joe. He's the Roxas to Joe's Joe. Joe's Sora.
That's
You
fair.
know,
That's fair.
I think that's the best way you can describe Jackson. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, you did try to bring him back today?
that's true. When we did our when we did his segment, he tried to bring Jackson out, and Jackson said, "No, fuck you, I'm hibernating." It's Joe's nobody. Yeah, Jackson is kind of Joe's. It's
Joe Body. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.
Oh man, but it's been hard to get Jackson out, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's not been wanting to
Recently, yeah.
cooperate
Since this new
properly.
computer, I feel like it's just been kind of an issue. You
Mm.
know, computer's just not strong enough to handle him.
He's too powerful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then right there in the center, we've got the Joe from the most recently uploaded video when I took that screenshot. So I think that was like a day or two ago.
Oh wow.
Okay.
That is most recent Joe, which means
Okay.
but that if I could have a live stream of Joe's face right now with that picture, that would be the Joe. Just Joe as he is in this very moment is the center
Oh,
Joe.
that's your favorite Joe. Oh,
That's my favorite
so
Joe.
sweet.
I love that.
Oh, that's adorable. Holy shit.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay, are you ready for my Joe 3x3?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here is mine. Oh god, it maintained the transparency. Oh boy, mine looks like a fucking Swiss cheese over here. All right, here's my
Okay.
Swiss cheese 3x3, y'all. I didn't realize this would maintain transparency, and since I have all of Joe's common assets for like video editing, I have a lot of these, including the drip Joe that
Yes.
you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, first up, I also selected Jackson Joe. However, I in particular went with the sweat frog emote, because I feel like, it's like you said, we haven't known Jackson Joe for very long, but in the time that I've known him, I feel like this is the emote that best encapsulates his attitude. You know, like between how he reacts to my bullshit and all the technical difficulties and things like that, I feel like Sweat Frog Jackson Joe, he's up there. He's in my favorites. You know.
Mm.
Yeah. I can see that. This is a very like representative Joe.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Next up, I selected. So you put the Keck W, and it's funny. I actually selected what is the equivalent of the Keck weight, the sister emote. You know,
Mm.
it's the one I just put in chat. It's where you're not bursting out laughing. You're taking a moment and you're like, wait, Like, it's almost like that cat, the huh emote. And that's what this Joe in the middle of the top row um signifies to me. You need
Hmm.
this as an emote?
Yeah.
Yes, crop it to the same proportions as the keck weight and do it. Cause
It's very
you
accurate.
know, it is. Cause like Joe will quite often use the keck W in chat, right? Or like in DMs. Um but maybe this is coming from a personal perspective of all the times that I've streamed with Joe. This is the reaction that I typically end up getting from Joe. It's more of a keck weight than a keck W. You know, this this is a familiar Joe for me. Let's put it that way.
It's a cozy
Okay.
Joe.
Yeah.
Cozy Josie. um, next up we have the original, the classic, the Drip Joe. Uh, we haven't seen this iteration of Drip Joe in a while. Probably since the Vegas trip where the pose was recreated, you know. But I got to say this one represents like a real, I would say the start of like golden era Joe, you know? It's very it takes you back. It takes you back to a simpler time in Joe, you know?
The simple Joe.
The simple Joe. The simple dripple Joe. So yeah, this one I selected. It's a classic. It's a classic, you know. Um, next we have the I don't know what to call this one exactly. Resident Sleeper. Um,
Gleeby Joe.
fed up with bullshit. Cousin of Deepy. Wait, what? What is this Deepy Joe?
Deepy Joe.
This one. So we all know Joe works odd hours, compared with the average work schedule. So quite frequently, Joe is sleeping, and I feel like this is pretty representative. I feel like this is Joe when he's not on stream. Essentially, this is how I envision him. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's pretty
I think
accurate
yeah, right.
when I
Yeah.
think about Joe not on stream.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the only image that I think of.
Then there is I don't even know what to call this one. Just like the shock and disgust Joe. I don't know the context for this picture actually. Um to be honest, I don't know the context for most of these pictures now that I think about it. Uh this one Joe has several solid states of being. One of them I think is really encapsulated in this image, you know? He's he's sleeping, or he's confused, or he's cackling, or he's disgusted. And I think that this really represents that, cardinal direction of those four of disgust. What's an understatement? Um yeah, do you have anything to add about disgust, Joe?
No, I really like how you eloquently put it as the cardinal directions of Joe. I think that's
Yeah.
something that we haven't we haven't really discussed as thoroughly as we could have, and I'm really glad you brought that up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, confused, cackling, sleeping, or disgusted.
Yep.
CCSD, as the cardinal directions on the Joe compass go.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 9 Deadly Joes. So, look at there.
All in one place for the first time. So this is the next one it's kind of a twofer. I cheated a little on this one. It is both Thick Joe and Joe presenting something, which Joe presenting something is one of his natural states of being. You know,
Mhm.
being a streamer,
Mm.
being a YouTuber, being that he talks about things outside of himself, you know, namely anime and video games, Joe is often presenting something. And quite often, Joseph is wearing hats. And quite often, one of those hats is the thick hat. So I feel like this kind of ties that all together. I don't know if I feel like I was called out with all these or not.
I mean, yeah, we're calling out all of the iterations of you. Like,
Yeah. And
yeah,
what we like about all of them,
yeah,
obviously.
obviously.
Yeah. Twice, do you think this is a call out post?
I think it's a labor of love.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is to show our love and appreciation for all the
Mhm.
states of Joe.
Mhm. All
Next, this
27
is
of them.
all 27 of them.
Mm.
This is perhaps the most recent addition to my 3x3. This is Dumpy Joe. This 10 seconds of one of Joe's streams was one of the highlights of perhaps the entire year. When Joe, admittedly provoked, but for free, twerked on camera. It was a foundational moment in Joe lore, if we can just be completely blunt about it.
Oh, you could write an entire chapter about just that
Oh,
particular event.
Mm.
exactly,
There
exactly.
he is.
It's There's a lot to be said about Dumpy Joe.
And it lives
So
on.
and it lives on. The Dumpy don't stop dumping. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
So believe it or not, of all the things that I could have picked, I did not pick a maid Joe. There are multiple maid Joes to pick from. I didn't. I dug a little bit further back and I picked Pink Suit Joe before the maid outfit was introduced and added to the ensemble.
Mm.
I think similar to Angelic Baby Joe, I think Pink Suit Joe harkens back to an earlier, purer time in Joe lore, you know? Um the lore wasn't as complicated, the characters' backstories weren't as like intricate and fleshed out yet. It was very like wow, when I was happy.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Wow, Joe. Holy shit. My train of thought just completely derailed. There you go. I mean that's all you need to say about it,
There's
right?
also a Bidoof rep. I mean, so
Yeah, I mean that was when Bidoof Storm still worked.
you know,
True.
we all miss that.
I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. Joe gave me some of these assets more than a year ago. Like 15 months ago. I was 5 seconds ago old when I realized that that was a Bidoof and not a hairpiece.
Oh yeah.
I've always assumed he was wearing a wig in this picture.
It'd be a pretty good wig.
Yeah. I I thought, look, Joe, I didn't see the stream that this picture is from. I just saw the picture after the fact. And I've never blown it up and examined the pixels. I thought you were wearing a blonde wig, like a beehive blonde wig.
You didn't enhance that one.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I'm really showing my ass here. I'm really showing my dumpy, my dumpster. Finally, my favorite. It's one of the purest forms of Joe. It's sus Joe. It's Joe drinking a Capri Sun, being sus as fuck. Because, you know, Joe is sus. Like Joe is he is always the imposter. And this picture shows you that, you know? Oh, those wait,
Mm.
this
Yeah.
picture was taken during the 3 months after the foot surgery? I didn't realize that. Okay. Wait, Joe, fuck. Did I make you depressed by putting this on here? No. No, Joe. Okay. Well, now I'm just sad. It was a charity stream.
Oh, okay.
Ah, okay. I got you. I got you. I got you. So that's my 3x3. Sus Joe reigns supreme. You know?
I think we all had some pretty good Joes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
agree.
I love this.
Yeah, it was like living through parts of Joe that I hadn't seen previously before either. So
Yeah. There I think we covered a lot of ground today
Mhm.
with these.
We
Definitely.
PD, you did make Joe cry.
Joe, no, don't cry, baby. Sweet baby Joe.
Yeah,
Joe, I'm sorry for making you cry.
he's crying.
Joe. Joe.
Joseph.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. Thank you both for doing this with me. This was an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. I think you and Twice are gonna do more together.
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
I am gonna have to go because I have to feed the kids.
Oh my god. As you said that, Chester cried.
I heard him.
Oh,
He's hungry.
he's hungry.
Poor
He's so
Chester.
hungry. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for hosting the Joe 3x3. This
Yeah.
was wonderful. I had a great time. I'm glad I got to speak my truth about all of my favorite Joes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for joining.
This has been great. This has been enlightening.
Mm-hmm. I think we learned a lot here.
Oh yeah,
I think so.
definitely.
All right. Well, I will bid you farewell then. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, chat. I'll still be in
Goodbye.
chat. I just gotta go go feed the aminals.
Be safe,
Oh.
sweet darling baby.
All right. Have a good.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye. Oh, now you're big. Okay. So Twice.
Yes.
Now that we're alone.
Now that we're alone, we
All
get
right. We get a what?
we get to go through my segment.
Yeah. What? All right. What do we got lined up? Do I need to? Are you gonna share your screen or what you thinking?
Yes. I'll just share my screen. That'll probably be the easiest.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that was that was insane.
So we're gonna be working through for my segment is
Mhm.
weird video game crossovers.
Oh hell yeah.
We're gonna go through quite a few of them.
Ooh.
Just kind of going through like the general idea of things because
Mhm.
we've seen because I wanted to start off with something easy, and I wonder if the audio is gonna come through.
Here, let me see. Are you?
It's actually kind of loud on my end, or it's just my.
There are many other worlds out
Here we
there
go.
besides your own.
Are you able to hear it?
They've remained
Yes.
secret from one another
Cool.
because they've never been connected.
Here, it's quiet on my end. I'm gonna turn it up.
Okay,
Until now.
turn it up a little bit more.
There we go. Yo!
We're starting off with something that's quite normal now, but at the time, I can't imagine what people were thinking with this.
Oh, this shit was crazy.
Yeah, like when this first got revealed, I can't imagine like the amount of hype and like what the fuck was going on with like everything.
Yeah, I can tell you. So I think Kingdom Hearts, the first one, came out when I was in like 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a TV spot for it while I was like watching The Simpsons or something. It was like, I don't know, 30 seconds long, and it
Yeah.
didn't have any dialogue in it. It just showed footage from the game. I saw that, and my brother somehow acquired a poster for Kingdom Hearts 1. And those two alone fucking sold me. I was like,
Hmm.
I need to play this game.
Yeah,
Like, because it was just so weird.
I missed out on the initial Kingdom Hearts, or like I think I saw it and I played the original game at a cousin's house probably. So I never got like initially I never got off of like Destiny Islands because that intro is pretty long.
Yeah.
So then we were at my cousin's for like an hour or two. So I played through like the first half of Destiny Islands, and I was like, and I think it was just growing up with Disney, like seeing that game box over at my cousin's house and flipping it over and being like, "Yeah, it's like Donald Duck and Goofy in this thing. It's like Pluto on the back of it." I was like, "What is this?" And then it turned out to be like a Final Fantasy game instead, and it's like I don't think it was the first time I was introduced to Final Fantasy and role playing games, but it was definitely like the first time I was like, "Oh, like this is something definitely different from what I'm used to."
Yeah. Well, and I think that was part of it for me too, is like I grew up with Disney, and my brother, who I still don't know how he acquired that poster or why he acquired it, because like he didn't even want it. I think
Hmm.
he ended up being like, yeah, you can have it, whatever. He is the reason that I had played, I think at that point, Final Fantasy 7 and 8 both. So like I was aware of Disney and I was aware of Square, which at the time was still SquareSoft.
Hmm.
They hadn't merged with NX yet. So this shit, like for like a 10-year-old, like this shit did not make sense to me. I was like, how do you do that? You know?
Yeah. Um, and really, I would love to see more discussion about the production of it. I, I've listened to a bunch of Kingdom Hearts podcasts before,
Oh yeah.
and they've talked about like the series and everything, but I just like there's a lot of things I wish I could go back to and be in the moment of just when it was happening.
Yeah.
I get that with Blair Witch is one of those where I'm like, I hear people thought it was real, people freaked out at the time, and I've talked to some people during the time, and they just said like maybe some people freaked out, but overall, like it's not as sensationalized as the media makes you think about it. They just like I think once people learned that it was fake, they were like, okay, well then, and then they moved on. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I was like, that sounds kind of underwhelming. But the media like makes it like, oh, these people were lost and people were looking for them, and there was
Right.
police reports out and everything.
And it was like widely believed that it
Mm-hmm.
was real or
Yeah,
something, when really it might have been not that way. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
But like even then, like I would still love to be back there and just like see those people that did believe it, or like, like go to school and like all the school kids are like, oh, did you hear about this movie that like these people like got lost and we found their tapes, for like
Yeah.
and like for Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I was very young then when Kingdom Hearts came out, but like I have a friend who is probably like mid 30s, and I mean I think he was in high school when Kingdom Hearts came out, so I was like, man, and he was a big Final Fantasy person, so
Oh yeah.
I like
Yeah.
want to be in that mind space of like a young adult or an adult who loves Final Fantasy and maybe likes Disney and just being like, what? Like
Yeah.
that they're making a Disney Final Fantasy movie like game?
Right. Like when that was a novel thing,
Mm-hmm.
when it wasn't, oh, there have been 15 of these.
Yeah, and like it's such a weird concept because like, although up to this point, I mean, Disney have always been making games. Like they have all the classic Capcom games and stuff like that, but
Right.
to see them make like to see them pair up with Square Enix and just make something so different, like something
Mhm.
wholly unique, is very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Um OG creepypasta, are you talking about
Oh, Blair Witch.
the Blair Witch,
Mm.
or? And also, strange thing, I've only played the first little bit of the first Kingdom Hearts, but I own the complete soundtrack on CD. Yoko Shimomura is
Oh,
a savant.
yeah.
Yeah, her music is so fucking good, dude.
Yes.
Didn't she? She also did Super Mario RPG, didn't she?
I think
'Cause
you're correct about that.
I think she did a bunch of like
Squaresoft stuff.
stuff for Square in the 90s, I
Yeah.
think. And I think she's continued to do a bunch of like really great soundtracks. But yeah, like that's Kingdom Hearts would not be what it fucking is without. Yeah, she did. She
Mm.
did Super Mario RPG. She did Parasite Eve.
Oh, Parasite Eve.
Um,
Gosh. Yeah,
Legend of Mana.
she's got
Uh,
great music, all of it.
yeah, she's done. Oh, she did Xenoblade Chronicles. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, Xenoblade has good music.
Oh, she's fucking great. Yeah,
That's
she's
cool.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think something like this could even happen now? Like, say Kingdom Hearts didn't exist back then. Do you think something this
Sure.
crazy could happen now? I'm trying to think of something that even like rivals this, like this crazy. Because all the
In
stuff
terms
I
of
have on my list
quality?
is like it's like weird, but you could definitely see like you're like okay, that makes some kind of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard to think of like because in 2002, like uh at the time Squaresoft was like a huge deal, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
which they still are, but you know what I mean? Like the
Yes.
market for video games, especially in North America, wasn't what it is now. So like it, it was like one of the titans of gaming, whereas like
Mm-hmm.
now there are so many other options. There's so many more options.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
because around Kingdom Hearts time, it would have been Final Fantasy X, um,
Yeah,
like that era of games, and that was
exactly.
big for the time.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to think of like what developer exists now that has the type of clout right now that Square had in 2002. And then I'm trying to think of another property like, Disney at
Like, yeah,
large that is in a completely different medium like that could cross over with them. Because a lot of the really big developers now are kind of jokes in the
mm-hmm.
larger like gaming community. Like
Yeah,
Bethesda could do some kind of weird fucking crossover with, but like creating a new property and like crossing over with, I don't even know what is huge like DreamWorks. I don't
yeah,
know. But like Bethesda is so much more of a joke in 2023 than Squaresoft was in 2002. If you get what I'm saying.
yeah. Well, and what we'll see a lot of too, in this list that I have is a lot of people just do cameos now. It's like, speaking of
Yeah.
like going with Bethesda, if you bought the Switch version of Skyrim, you could. They had a quest where you can get, I think, Ganondorf, like a Ganondorf outfit and a Link outfit,
What?
but it's just like a
I
side
didn't know that.
quest. Yeah, but then they just add it, and so you can kind of go like, oh, that's a little weird, but it's like it's just a cameo. It's not like Bethesda made Skyrim, but it's Legend of Zelda. It's
Okay. I got it. I don't know what the crossover would be. Okay. I can't think of a property in like film or television or something. But because of so as far as I know, Kingdom Hearts was um Tetsuya Nomada's first directorial role, and before that he
mm-hmm,
was a character designer at Square, right?
mm-hmm,
You would need a director with the level of like insanity that he has come to be known for. Now, somebody who has that reputation. If Hideo Kojima made a new property that incorporated uh I'm struggling to think of something that's big enough that's not already been gobbled up into some like multimedia franchise like
mm-hmm.
Marvel or Disney. if Hideo Kojima directed a game that absorbed something completely unrelated from film or television into it, it could have this same level of impact, but it would be such a specific thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to even think of something specific. The one thing I
Or
can even think of is there is a fan game, so it doesn't count, but they
Yeah.
are making a fan game, like a Dark Souls styled game, but the whole setting is, but it is a Bionicle game.
oh shit, okay.
And like I think that got people thinking of like, oh, what if FromSoft did do a Bionicle game? And that's kind of like the same level of like,
Yes.
what if the Dark Souls people did a Bionicle game? It's like, okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah. That's actually, yeah, from is the other studio that I was like, maybe
Mhm.
that would, because like Square had Final Fantasy and then a bunch of like smaller 1 or 2 off things. From is like, obviously they have Armored Core and they have the Souls series, and
Mhm.
then they have a bunch of other random stuff. So like if they were to make a new like third big franchise directed by well, it wouldn't have to be directed by Miyazaki, but like, and they had like one of the character designers from the Souls games
Yeah,
as the director.
yeah.
And then yeah, it's about something completely random like fucking Bionicle. Then yeah. That
Oh, actually, there
I
is one game on here on this list that actually is some that it kind of is like that. So we'll get to it when we get there.
Okay.
But yeah,
I think, to answer your question, I think a lot of the weirdness around Kingdom Hearts was because of its age. Because
Yeah.
it was like such a relatively young thing for like video games, and like because of the position that Disney was in the early 2000s.
mhm.
And I don't think in the form that it exists it could happen today. No.
Yeah, I really don't think so either. With something that is objectively like a franchise targeted towards children with Disney, and then Final
Yeah.
Fantasy is like a T for teen demographic typically, with like
Definitely.
themes of like high fantasy.
Yeah.
It's like something that's not super accessible to like 2000s moms and dads.
Yeah.
Yeah, of like a kid being like, hey, let me get, like it's the anime, it's that whole anime thing of like, oh mom, let me get this game with a blonde haired spiky kid with a giant sword, and it's just like, oh well, that game looks a little weird.
Mhm.
Don't you just want to play like Cars?
Oh my god. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
We grew up at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what that shit was like in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
When anime was still like this weird foreign cartoon.
Mhm.
And before it had like fully penetrated the mainstream in the US.
And like Pokemon is like the only thing that really broke through that ground.
Yep.
Somehow,
Yep.
like that's so magical because like even when I talk to people about anime and like that topic comes up of like, oh, what was your first anime? And they'll say something and then they'll say like Dragon Ball or something, and then they'll double back and say, well, I guess if you count Pokemon. And I was like, yes, Pokemon does count as an anime. And they're just like, well, I don't know if it counts though because they didn't know.
Like,
And like it's
yeah.
weird because it was such a cultural zeitgeist thing that like people don't even know that it's anime.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just like, oh, it's like Hello Kitty, and it's like, yeah, Hello Kitty's from Japan. Like it doesn't.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like that's very much like a Japanese thing. So it's like,
Oh, yeah, extremely. But it's like,
but it's just in the culture. So people think of
Somehow-
it like kind of like Mickey Mouse. People don't think I don't know if people even think Mickey Mouse of like American necessarily.
right.
So it's
right.
like, okay, so we'll move on to the next one. And funny enough, a couple of these did actually get spoiled with Joe's thing, so it's kind of funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm curious.
So the next one though
Um,
is another classic,
Grammarly
Super
Go
Smash
is a
Brothers.
groundbreaking
Ooh,
AI
Grammarly Go
assistant.
actually.
Grammarly is a classic.
So you guys
Oh,
watched
yes,
this one
yeah.
earlier.
Yes, this one. This one is definitely a classic.
Mhm.
Also, welcome back, Canary. Thanks
Oh
for joining
yes, penetrated.
us. Penetrated.
In the happy-go-lucky world of Nintendo,
Amazing Super Smash Brothers, where all your favorite characters go toe-to-toe in one 4-player star-studded slam fest, only on Nintendo 64.
Get in or get
Oh,
out.
man.
So Smash Brothers is another very classic example of crossovers now, where
Yes.
they do the like Marvel Cinematic Universe thing now, where pretty much they just go, okay, well, we're Nintendo, we've got all these games, let's just put all of our characters together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nowadays, a lot of things have done that. A lot of things have even just done the Smash Brothers ripoff in general. Like Nickelodeon
Yeah.
has one. They have a second one coming out. Ninja Turtles did one.
Sony did one.
Sony did one. It's a very weird one. Onimusha. Do you know that series?
Yeah.
They did one.
They did one?
They did one.
What?
They did an Onimusha fighting game.
Wow. I was not aware of that.
And they had Onimusha Blade Warriors.
Huh. All the way back on the PS2.
Hi, Nick.
Yeah.
Okay, we need.
So
With fucking Mega Man?
it's got Mega Man. It's got very specifically Zero from Mega Man Zero, the Game Boy Advance, and it's got Mega Man EXE from Mega Man Battle Network.
What?
Two very like 2000s Mega Man.
all
And then the rest of them are all Onimusha characters.
What? Just wait. So they didn't even include other contemporary Capcom, like no Resident Evil,
They could have done Resident
No.
Evil, no Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry. That was the one I was trying
Yeah.
to think of. No, none of the rest of the like Street Fighter versus Capcom. None of the Capcom side.
Yeah.
It's just fucking Mega Man.
They didn't even do like Monster. I don't know. I don't know if Monster Hunter was even here yet, but yeah, but they added two characters from two different Mega Man series. It's very
That's
odd.
Bizarre.
And plus the roster is not big enough for like an actual Smash Brothers type game. So they just added in like the generic grunt enemies that so like this guy over here, like this side here is just like generic grunt enemies.
Wow.
Very weird because they just didn't have the characters.
That is bizarre. I've never
Yeah.
heard of that.
So we'll move on to so this is
Our commitment to you is delivering the world.
so this next one is what I want to call the fighting game crossovers.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom was really the first ones that it was. The original one that they did was X-Men, was SNK versus X-Men, I think.
Oh, yes.
And then it kind of
This is
spun
the
off
really
from there
new-
overall.
Right?
Yes, I think so.
Like Dreamcast era? Like really late
Yeah,
90s?
really early or arcade stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is Marvel vs. Capcom 3, probably one of the bigger ones that I can think of in more modern times.
Yeah.
Have you seen
Definitely.
any of these trailers? They're really cool crossover trailers. There's like 4 of them all together.
I don't think so. No.
So we'll just sit and watch these. They're really cool.
Okay. I like the shading.
Yeah, it's very
on the,
cool.
like, yeah, it's good. It's very comic booky. Oh shit!
The music's so cool too.
Yeah, this is good. I was thinking they put the big boy, but then they put him next to the bigger boy.
Yeah.
It's a good,
Can't
it's a good
punch
matchup.
boulders no more.
Yeah.
But
But and then the kiss.
mm, it's so dynamic. It's like such a cool
Yeah.
like set piece.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's very well it's very well choreographed for sure. It's making me realize too that like these kinds of giant crossover things have been going on in video games for so long that they're like I don't even like think about it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
a good. That was a good trailer. That was
I
good.
think you're right. Just that like it's been going on so long now, and you could definitely tell that there was a lot of care put into making sure that the Marvel characters got represented and the Capcom characters got represented.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
While nowadays it's especially with like the Marvel stuff, I do like those Marvel movies. I still watch pretty much most of them. But a lot of the times now they are just they throw Easter eggs in and then they expect like comic book fans to get it. And then like someone like me who's not super up to date on comics or like the whole history of it, I'll watch like a YouTube video of someone explaining it and then I'm like, "Oh, well that's kind of cool."
Yeah.
But there's no
yeah, yeah, yeah.
spectacle. There's not necessarily any spectacle to it. Except when they
I get
really
that.
try. I think the last Spider-Man movie they did a good job of it.
Yeah, almost like to an extent, those have become so saturated. There's almost like a mundanity to them.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like there have been only 3, right? Marvel versus Capcoms in like 20 years.
There was 4, and the last one I remember was not super well liked,
Right.
which is kind of a shame because I thought it looked good. So yeah, but there's like a bunch of these. There's 5 of these trailers. So at some point,
Okay.
I'd and they all like come into like a story. So I definitely recommend you check the rest of them out
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
because I've got the second one here, but
6
we could
weeks
skip
from
over it if we
today.
need to, or do you want to watch it real quick?
No, you're fine. We
Okay.
can watch that. I hope Chris punches a boulder. That's all I'm asking for.
This was that weird time with Capcom though, where they had a bunch of the DLC characters on the physical disc, but they were locked
Ooh.
away. This was that time
Yeah.
that time period for Capcom.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was really not cool.
Yeah.
Dr. Dumpy.
I really like all the character pairings too because they all match each other.
Yeah.
Like thematically, like Chris versus Hulk really works well.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
And like Captain America and Chun Li work really good together.
Wait, why does Green Goblin have fucking gum arms?
Oh, hang on.
Oh shit.
See if we can find him. Oh, hang on. The character you were talking about is it not a character I knew about before I played the
Yeah.
game? It's called a Super Scroll. It's apparently
Uh-huh.
it's a Fantastic Four villain, and the
Oh.
scrolls can like transform into other people. And the Super Scroll in particular has all four powers of the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why it's got like the stretchy arms, but he can like turn on fire. He can harden his body and turn invisible. A bunch of stuff like that. It's cool.
Okay.
But I didn't
Okay.
know him before this. So.
No, I'm so fucking out of the loop, especially with like superhero comics.
Mhm.
Me neither.
It's a Trish. It's the boys.
Oh, and the girl.
Yeah.
I didn't know Amaterasu was the playable character.
Mhm.
Oh shit! Hello, Zevo.
Hey Zevo, welcome back. They have like 4 or 5 kind of like jokey characters in this, and they're all pretty good.
That's cool. Is she's one of them.
There's
Gotcha.
Amaterasu,
Yeah.
Beautiful Joe,
Joe. Yeah.
Phoenix Wright,
Nice.
Arthur from Super Ghost and Ghouls.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
Okay.
they have another like weird Capcom character, I think. I guess Tron Bond could be considered a weird one, but
She's kind of weird. Yeah, like she's like I'm not super familiar with Mega Man, but like I know
Hmm.
enough to know that she's kind of a weird one, right?
during that time period, everyone like someone at Capcom really loved that character though. She was in like a bunch of stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Got distracted by synth. It's all good.
Ooh,
It's all
yeah,
good.
you're all good.
Thanks for coming back.
We'll skip this one for now. There's a bunch of them.
It's time to upgrade.
So, yeah, so those were kind of the main 3, and then the first one was I don't even remember what the first one. Oh, it was Kingdom Hearts, which is like merging kind of 2 different properties together
Yeah.
in like a weird amalgamation of its own original thing. Smash Brothers was putting the characters that they all own together.
Yeah.
And then Marvel vs. Capcom was kind of like an in-between of putting 2 properties together, but they're just specifically very much fighting.
And they're like already their own established things.
Yeah, because I think they always do that with them. I think the Marvel vs. Capcom, the story is like they are doing their own things, and then the universes like merge together somehow, and there's like miscommunications, and that's why they fight.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's cool. Okay.
then
How, how's the streamathon been going? It's been good. It's been good.
yeah.
We're 9.5 hours in, and I haven't lost my mind yet. I almost shit my pants during Subnautica, but otherwise it's been good. So, what are you gonna say though? And then
Oh, and then this one's I think probably the last like category that we have of like just games crossing over with each other, like what we would kind of know on the basis now of like, oh, here's like a cameo from another game.
okay.
Yeah, so this is Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Have you played any of Peace Walker?
Yes, well, Ace and I together played the entire story,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm wondering, it was on the HD collection. and that's making me wonder if they took this out for that because I don't remember
A lot
this,
of this
but
stuff
maybe
probably got cut out.
yeah.
In the
We
original
played. We,
PSP edition, they had
yeah.
a very cool, but I never knew how to work it. On the PSP, the Metal Gear, um, not the Metal Gears, the mechs. I forget what they're called in Peace Walker. But the
Um.
pupa, the chrysalis, and the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I forget what those actual things are called. But
I can't
the
remember what their class name was either.
yeah, but the voice that it used was like a Hatsune Miku Vocaloid. The like la la
Really?
la, yeah. So like whenever it's singing, it's using like the Vocaloid synthesizer.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
in which is a really weird crossover again.
Yeah.
But the original PSP for Metal Gear Zeke, you could use a very like very bare bones version of like the Vocaloid system, and you
Yeah.
could have your Metal Gear Zeke sing different songs that you could create.
That's fucking cool. I
It's
didn't know about
really
that.
cool. When they did the PS3 edition, they took all that stuff out. I guess just for because they had to
Yeah.
pay for all the licenses and stuff like that.
I'm sure. Yeah. And they were
Um,
trying to do it as cheaply as possible or whatever.
yeah. So this is Peace Walker though, and they had Monster Hunter quests. This is the stuff that me and my brother did a lot.
Okay.
And I'm gonna skip around this a good bit,
Yeah.
but it's like in one of the main mission. I think it's like in one of the extra ops. You just go out of your way.
Let's get this.
And yeah, so like you'll talk to Chico, and he says like, "Hey, I feel like I saw this weird monster," because he's like a whole he's like the guy that knows everything about the town. So
Oh,
you
gee.
walk.
You poor bastard.
He knew too
Chico
much.
just makes me sad.
He knew too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you walk down to the docks, and
Okay.
well,
You see some sort of weird
Oh.
animal over by the pier?
and it's just a feline from Monster Hunter.
Huh. Okay. I'm pretty confident this was taken out of the PS3 version.
And then when you go to talk to him, it's got its own separate cutscene, you know. So
Huh.
don't point that funky weapon at me.
Fucking cat. Trenya.
Huh.
But it's cool. They just talks about
Yeah.
how they need a monster hunter, and Snake seems like a good guy to kill a monster.
That's amazing.
So then when we skip to the next part, there's a whole ass. I think there was 4 monsters that
Wow.
you could fight from the series, and they had their own specific. It was called a metal. I think it was a Metal Gear Tiger X.
Huh.
Yeah.
You know, it
It is
makes
so cool.
sense with how bullshit some of the bosses in this game were. It makes sense that they would have put stuff as tough as Monster Hunter in the
Mhm.
animated game. Huh. Yeah, I've never
Yeah, it's so
seen
cool.
anything of that. This is awesome.
I really hope when they bring Peace Walker eventually to modern systems that we can play 4 players on it.
Oh,
I would love to do that.
King of the Skies.
Those classic PSP loading screens.
Yeah.
Dude, but it's so cool. Like, you just shoot him like an actual.
Wow. Yeah. No. This feels like fake. Like.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's really neat. Like when me and my brother learned that we could do this, it was so cool.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying that it is. It's like,
Yeah.
This is.
It feels
this
like a
looks
mod.
Like hoax. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah. So the next one we've got is
That's awesome.
so actually we'll leave it here for a little bit. You might have saw a little bit of it, but so the next few videos I think are going to be very big crossovers, like crossovers that people were anticipating. Oh, slightly random, but did the Japanese yen fall a lot recently?
Um,
Would you guys know?
I'm looking. I pulled it up just to check really quick. It looks like it was still worth about $1 back in December of 2020, and then in 2021 it started to fall, and then in 2022 between February and October it bottomed out around 69 cents in October, and then it had a little bit of a peak and it went back down to 68 cents right now.
Yeah, so you're right. Because Zevo said they were looking up the Hatsune Miku Vocaloid and it listed at 148 USD. And
Or 200. Yeah.
yeah, and I remember it did used to be pretty expensive.
It was pretty much 1 yen per cent
Mhm.
for a pretty long time. Like probably like 20 years. I didn't realize. So
Yeah.
no, I guess it's been like that for like 3 years. I
Wow.
didn't realize it had been that long.
Yeah, I guess the pandemic hit them.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so then
the-
these next ones are like really big crossovers, or like they're supposed to be. So like when you think of like a big hitter like Mario and Sonic, like your immediate mind goes to like something really cool, right? Like people have been asking for Mario and Sonic to be in a game forever. And this is I think before Smash Brothers. And,
Okay.
Smash Brothers Brawl in particular, where Sonic is in that game. And then
Right.
you freaking get
Oh, yes.
you freaking
I forgot these were a thing.
like everyone was like, yo, Sonic and Mario finally get to meet and just you get this.
Yeah. Oh shit, Beijing by a bee. It irked me that the first time we got them together it was in friggin' sports. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's so
forgot
weird.
this was a thing. Look at the bird's nest.
Competing for the first time in the same arena
And they even know.
Yeah.
at the greatest sporting event on Earth.
There it is. There it is.
There it
boys.
is.
Man. I remember the fucking Beijing Olympics being on my sock puppet TV.
Mario
I
and
remember that
Sonic
because I remember
at
that
the
was like
Olympic Games.
it was like a
Coming
this is a
holiday.
big year, you know, because Michael Phelps was competing that year.
Yeah.
Doesn't Sonic have a slight unfair advantage in most race scenarios?
Yeah, I think the
Fair.
lore is just Sonic's a good sport, so he just slows down for people, but then it's just weird.
Huh. Yeah, I had forgotten this was a thing.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
And there were quite a few of these kind of big crossover events that they really wanted to be like a cool thing, and it just was
Yeah.
not like. I think these games were still fun, but they're just like not what anyone was expecting. I feel like someone
No.
I don't know, like they would have wanted like a cool like Mario Sonic platformer or
Yeah. Or
something.
like a fighting game or
Yeah.
yeah. No, this is definitely not, I think, what anybody would have expected.
I don't even know if people would have been excited if they announced just Mario at the Olympic Games.
No,
Hey.
I think it probably would have just been like every other Mario sports game. It would just be like the people who are really into those would have been
Mhm.
like, "Fuck yeah," and everybody else would have been like, "That's a thing," you know.
Yeah. It's very odd.
So you're saying if Sonic loses, it's on purpose?
Supposedly.
Yeah, I guess so. Right?
Yeah. So the next one is another
He's
one.
throwing? Okay.
It's another big Mario crossover of like people thinking they're like, ooh, and this was Mario. Nintendo said that Nintendo was partnering up with Ubisoft at this time. People were very excited. They were like, ooh, Ubisoft? Like, what
okay.
could that be?
Yeah, because this is like
It was very I think it was secret for a little while. So
okay. Because this was like when Ubisoft was still doing like Splinter Cell and like Assassin's Creed had just started. And all that, right?
I think so. I'm not
Maybe it was
entirely
a little
sure.
earlier?
I think
not sure.
or So for the next one, it is the great Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Okay. Mayro. Oh no, she's hot. What? Laser guns?
Doesn't this look absolutely insane?
Yeah, what is the gameplay in this game?
So, if I recall correctly, this game is made by the same people that did XCOM,
Oh.
the strategy game with the aliens.
Yeah.
So it's a real-time strategy game.
Huh.
It's very good.
I was gonna say I've actually never played anything from this series. Are they're good?
Yeah. So they had Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. That's the only one I've played, and then they just had a new one come out like last year,
Yeah.
and it was apparently even better than this one. And the gameplay is good. It looks really pretty. It's friggin' bizarre. It's like a weird. It's almost like an isekai thing again.
Yeah. Yeah.
The story starts off with this gadget girl who she's like a super smart scientist, and she's like, "Oh man, I love creating stuff," and she has like it's specifically like a combinator or something where
Mhm.
you can put like a banana and an apple together and it turns into a banana apple, and it
Okay.
gets and it somehow through some shenanigans gets sucked into the Mario world. And when that happens, she also brings in the Rabbids from Rayman Raving Rabbids into it. And so
Okay.
the Raving Rabbids get all sucked and combined with Mario creatures.
Right.
It's really strange. And
Huh.
and it really is just like an excuse because I don't think she even like comes up again until the end of the game. The rest of the game is just in the Mario universe. So
Right. So just like admitting like, oh, this is just an excuse to get these characters together.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, I respect
Um
that.
yeah, I remember when everyone saw this game or like saw at least the Mario and Ubisoft crossover that they were thinking it was going to be Mario and Rayman because Rayman is also
Right.
another one of those characters. During this time, Ubisoft had not used Rayman in forever.
Right.
He pretty much got replaced by the Rabbids, which is really weird. It's just like really weird.
Because they were originally from a Rayman game, right?
Yes, they were from a Rayman party game. It
Huh.
was like the first time because I think Rayman 3 was the last Rayman game they did with him in it.
Right.
And then when the Wii came out, they were like, we're gonna make a new Rayman game, and it ended up being Rayman Raven Rabbids.
Right.
And so like Rayman was there, but it was a party. It was like a mini game party. So
And then it's just weird that that's the thing that they ended up using for a crossover.
yeah, because they were, um, I mean, I guess it's the only thing that would work. Maybe like I can't see Mario and Assassin's Creed or Mario and Splinter Cell,
That is actually fair.
but like it really doesn't make any sense of like, oh, you would think that they would just use this opportunity to make like another like Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, like another mini game fest.
Sure, yeah.
But they got the people from XCOM, M-rated sci-fi shooter, or
Yeah.
like strategy game, to make a kid-friendly version with Mario and the Rabbids, and it works really well. Like,
Huh.
they took that concept and they ran it as far as they could. Like,
Hmm.
it's really satisfying gameplay and everything. It's just really weird.
It is an odd combination for sure.
Oh, let me see.
Let's see.
Ooh, Zebo
Oh, were
wrote
you
something.
reading what Zebo said?
Yeah.
5 reasons why Mario can win versus Sonic. Mario's determination, strength, and willpower are unlike any human being, though, and given certain circumstances, Mario could easily beat Sonic. This is reliant on his power-ups, powers of the elements, and his allies, though, while Sonic doesn't really need anything except his blind speed. I guess that's fair.
So it's
Sonic
like the
could-
Batman situation. I always hear the people talk about Batman where they're like, Batman could beat anybody. You just have to give him enough time to plan things out.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, but like, what if he gets like ambushed and they're like, but if he had enough time, like Batman can adapt to any situation. So like,
Right.
if he just like blocked Superman's attacks or something in like 5 seconds, he can come up with a plan and do something. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's superheroes.
Like-
It's video game stuff, so it's fine.
Sonic is at the disadvantage because he put all of his eggs in one basket and he's just fast. But that speed in and of itself is more powerful than Mario because Mario needs time.
Yeah, because Sonic was thinking of putting his eggs in other baskets, but then Eggman took them all.
I didn't even mean to set that up.
No.
Good GG.
But yeah, this is a very odd collaboration that turned out to be something nice, which is at least good.
Yeah.
I think it was
that's
like
good.
everyone was moaning and groaning, and it was just a very weird time. And then it turned out to be a good game. So
Yeah.
we're gonna move on to the next one. Have you seen? So this is the PlayStation Smash Brothers clone.
Oh shit.
Have you actually seen the
Oh,
trailer for this?
I don't think
It is a very
so.
cool
I've seen
trailer.
I've seen gameplay, but I don't think I've seen the trailer.
Yeah, it's a very cool trailer. It's a very weird pair up though. It's not like Marvel vs. Capcom at all. A lot of the characters don't make sense with who they're paired up with.
Okay, yeah.
They're like rivalries, I guess. Some of them do.
Fucking Nathan Drake with the AK. Fucking pest control over here shooting at the raccoon. Oh yeah, John Infamous. You had this for Vita but never played it?
Oh man, this game is actually not too. It's not too bad. It got shit on a lot because it's not Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
And it's kind of clunky. You can tell it's their first time making a weird fighting game like this. But
Yeah.
but it was really endearing. I feel like it's just really weird.
Oh yeah. I forgot some of the characters weren't even like PlayStation exclusive characters.
Nope, they weren't.
Which
There's a character
that's-
that nobody
that's
ever talks
great.
about now. The character from Heavenly Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got DMC Dante.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this is a very interesting era for PlayStation. They also kept using this cat mascot that I don't think they use anymore.
Yeah, I recognize them, but I don't know what they're from.
Yeah. The Parappa the Rappa?
Is that Parappa the Rappa?
Yeah.
What?
And look, they have Good Cole too.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, and then Raiden. I forgot Raiden was in this.
Yeah, I think they had wanted Snake, but I think Snake was in Brawl, so they couldn't.
That makes sense.
And Kratos versus Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember it was funny because they had two of, I think his name's Cole. Cole from Infamous. Because in
Yeah.
Infamous you could be you could play a good character and a bad character. And I think they were I think they were like really stretching for characters, so they put both the good version and the bad version in there
As separate characters?
as separate characters. That's why you saw him twice in here.
Okay.
Yeah, like you saw him
That's-
fighting Raiden here. That's a good
Right.
one. And then the bad one was fighting where was he? Right here, I think. And then the bad one was fighting
Oh, Fat Princess?
the Fat Princess.
What?
These got
Man, what a
I-
classic PlayStation character that everybody knows and remembers. Fat Princess.
I should show you the rivalry that Sweet Tooth and Kratos have. This is the reason why they fight.
Oh, wait.
This is my
There's like
comeback.
more?
Yep.
Yours are pretty
There's
broken.
like
What?
semi like reasons why they actually have rivalries. They gave each one of them kind of an explanation.
Huh. Okay.
I love this old heap. She's always there for me. Seems almost as eager as I am to show her stuff.
So I think they gave each character like a little introduction here to just tell you who they are. And then
Okay.
we'll go ahead and move on to the actual Kratos and Sweet Tooth rivalry.
Okay.
Truck. Such sweet, cold perfection. A round ball of heaven balanced on a delicate cone. So pleasing to the senses.
Mhm.
Who doesn't love an ice cream cone? Pretty neat trick there, pal. Let's see if I can match it.
Another cretin sent by a so-called god. Leave, or join those who have come before you.
Well, get a load of you, Cupcake. You know, I worked real hard on that ice cream cone. Real hard. Don't know if you got any money in that skirt of yours.
What?
But one way or the other, you're paying for it.
So,
And that's why they hate each other.
Kratos doesn't like Sweet Tooth because Sweet Tooth is like a demon or whatever.
Mhm.
Or like he thinks he's a demon. But Sweet Tooth hates Kratos because he made him spill his ice cream.
Yes.
Is that true to Sweet Tooth's character? I've never played Twisted Metal.
I don't know. I've only played Twisted Metal because it was like a car shooting game, but I never knew it had
Sure.
lore. I know it does have lore. It's got really deep lore apparently.
Huh.
It's got enough lore for it to have a TV show that's airing right now.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's on Paramount Plus or something. That's probably why you'd never heard of it.
Oh, well, they do such a bad job of advertising. I have Paramount Plus.
Oh.
but- Oops.
Oops. Well, yeah. It's got I think Doe had made a joke about it earlier when you guys were talking about whenever you guys had
Oh,
saw
yeah.
the ad for Twisted Metal and he had named one of the actors. There's a
Oh,
wrestler
okay.
playing Sweet Tooth, playing the actual
Yeah.
actor, but it's dubbed over by Will Arnett.
What? What?
I guess
Why?
they wanted Will Arnett's like quirkiness, but he's not like
Uh-huh.
jacked up enough to play Sweet Tooth. Yeah, Samoa Joe.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold the fucking phone. Samoa Joe is a real person? Samoa Joe's not a meme? What? You just broke my fucking brain live on stream. Oh my god.
Whatever you
I
do,
thought
do
Samoa
it for
Joe
less.
was a fake meme character from. No, I thought okay.
Mm.
When Samoa what is this? when Samoa Joe showed up on Vine Wrestle, I thought Yol was calling him Samoa Joe because it was like I thought it was a joke. I didn't know that was a real person.
Mm.
What? Oh, okay. Zivo, I'll send you the thing. One of the streamers that we watch a lot does a yearly wrestling event where he takes a bunch of like meme characters and pits them against one another in as just CPU versus CPU in one of the newer WWE games, and then he commentates the whole stream. And there was one incident in which Samoa Joe came in and ruined a match. I did not realize Samoa Joe was a real person. Oh, he was so confused because it was one of the in-game characters and he didn't plan for it. Yeah, because like he comes in and just ruins the match. And so okay.
Wow.
Anyway, please.
Here's just a quick little clip that they've
Yeah.
shown off of Samoa Joe being dubbed over by Will Arnett.
Gonna be fun. Swung a little wide there. Well, aren't we a tall glass of water? Me? I'm more of a Hawaiian punch. I'm guessing you don't fight much outside of your car now, do you?
But
Okay,
it's
that's pretty fucking bad.
I've heard the show is pretty quirky and fun, so like I might actually sit on. Oh, it's on Peacock. That's why.
Okay.
Because there's a million of
Peacock,
these.
I do not know.
There's like a million of these streaming services I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
The only thing I know about Peacock is everyone was mad that Peacock exists because they took The Office off of Netflix. Because
Okay,
Peacock
yeah.
exclusively owns The Office, so
Because it's
ABC? yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wonder why, because it sounds like Will Arnett still has like a filter on his voice to make him sound like grungy.
Like he's wearing a mask. for
Yeah.
sure. I thought that too.
So like why not? I mean, like Samoa Joe's a wrestler. I'm sure he could probably, I don't know, maybe he
Yeah,
just doesn't have like the like ice cream man voice they're looking for. I don't know.
But like he's a wrestler, so like he is a professional paid actor.
Yeah.
Like he I don't know. I almost
He does
feel
a
like
good
it's kind
job
of
here,
insulting.
actually, just doing the actual acting itself.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of insulting to be like, yeah, but like we need to dub over your lines.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and so I'm not much of a wrestling person, and I got into a big discussion because when the new Suicide Squad movie was came out, and everyone like all of a sudden like was like, oh, John Cena's like a really good actor, like a really good like
Oh.
like dramatic actor.
Right.
And I posted a question saying, isn't it weird that like Dwayne The Rock Johnson and John Cena are really like the only two people I personally know from
Sure.
wrestling that kind of were able to kind of break away from that wrestling career and
Yeah.
become like Hollywood actors.
Zivo would probably have a lot more to say about that because Zivo's been watching wrestling since he was like 2 years old. Dave Bautista.
I did not know
Yeah.
Dave Bautista was a wrestler, so that's cool.
I
Yeah,
was
I love
gonna
Dave
say,
Bautista
Dave
in
more
anything
than
that he's in right now. It's great.
Yeah, no, Dave. I've really liked him and everything that I've seen him in too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Zivo would probably know others who have made that crossover. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know there have to be others, right?
That were
like,
successful in particular, because
like
I was
yeah.
saying that in the group where I said it's weird because they are the ones who were able to make a successful career of being actors, and people were telling me, they were saying, well, but they're wrestlers, so they are actors. And I was like, I know that, but like
You're talking about. Like,
I'm
film.
talking about like Hulk Hogan did movies.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of those big name actors did movies, but they were all pretty bad.
That's fair.
Oh,
Steve Austin.
Okay.
Steve Austin did movies. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So like it's just very interesting to see that, like, is it specifically because like they're being typecasted when they get into those movies, or is it just and like they're not able to actually like show their acting chops, or Or is it just a matter of like them not being like good actors aside from wrestling?
Yeah, I would be curious about that too. If it's I would suspect it's probably a typecasting thing, but
Mm,
I could be wrong. I could be wrong,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and then now the
Um
WWE has their film division.
okay.
You want to talk about crossovers? WWE does a lot of freaking crossovers. I saw they did all like Scooby Doo. Um, I think there was a WWE crossover with the Flintstones.
Fair.
It just,
Fair.
but it seems like they're just having fun with it though, and so I think when I posted that question into that group, I think people felt like I was attacking because because I'm not big on wrestlers, so I feel like maybe they thought I was attacking like
Sure.
wrestlers and their acting in particular.
Yeah.
But it was just like it's just interesting because John Cena can put some pretty hokey acting on if he really wants to.
Oh yeah.
But when he needs it, like he can sit and like Suicide Squad's a pretty goofy movie. But he's got some good lines in that movie.
No, yeah, it's I mean it's goofy, but like it wouldn't be as effective if it weren't
Serious when it needs to be.
grounded. Yeah. And
Yeah.
he's definitely like I wouldn't say he's like the emotional center of that movie, but he's the straight man of the group.
Yeah,
So
where
he
everyone's all
really-
like, "Here, I talk to rats, and I'm Harley
Yes.
Quinn, and I'm a big shark," and he's just like, he's like, "I love America."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. No,
Um
so that's really cool.
As a
Yeah.
wrestling fan, I'll go ahead and say most wrestlers are terrible actors.
Who
Well-
was what was his name? The one from Spider-Man 1, the Sam Raimi one, Bonesaw,
Oh,
was
fucking Randy Savage.
Randy Savage. That's who it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Randy Savage was incredible.
Oh, he was good.
R.I.P. Like the R.I.P. to a real one.
Was he the Slim Jim guy?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Same boy.
Yep. Ah, so good. But they work like in a very specific context, and I think that's how I guess that's why a lot of them know not to
Yeah.
get out of that space if it's not something like I think that they can still play play like different types.
Sure.
There's a Santa Claus movie. There's like a rated R Santa Claus movie called Santa's Sleigh,
Mhm.
and it's like a Santa Claus who's like running around killing people, and I think that was a wrestler.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Bill Goldberg. That movie had that movie had me and my friends cracking up in like 8th grade. It was like the toughest
I've
thing
even
we'd
heard
ever
of that one.
seen. It's pretty fun. It's dumb, but it's yeah. All right, but we'll move on from this. Let's see. So okay, so I'll just let you watch this for now, and then I'll dive into it.
Okay. He sets Fran Drescher on fire in the first 2 minutes. Of the movie.
Yeah, and he like drop kicks somebody. It's pretty crazy. So this is Pokemon Conquest. Have you heard of Pokemon Conquest?
I don't believe I have.
Oh, you'll be really
I don't
interested.
think so. Is this like current?
This was like 2010 or so.
Oh, okay. I've never even heard of this. Ace, have you heard of this? Shit, is this like fucking Nobunaga's Ambition but Pokemon?
Yeah, it is.
What?
I'm pretty
incredible.
sure that's what it is. Yeah,
Holy shit, that's amazing.
it's a Koei Tecmo game, so I think it is Nobunaga's Ambition.
Oh my god. Okay, that is actually incredible. I love that.
You got all the beautiful husbandos and waifus.
Oh my
It's
God,
so
yes.
good.
I love them. Yeah, the Eevee is great. Oh, the Eevee boy is great. Hello, Joe. Joe, why do you Joe?
Hi, Joe.
Why do you always come in just saying
Oh no! Don't switch yet.
So yeah, like okay, so Nobunaga's Ambition is something that I'm familiar with because I
Mhm.
know it's like huge in Japan. I know it's a
Yeah.
series that's been running for like 40 fucking years, but I've never played it. It's really I think it sounds really interesting.
Mhm.
But that's fucking cool. I didn't know they did a crossover with Pokemon.
Yes, so this is like another one of those where like it's two big brands that arguably Nobunaga's Ambition is probably not super big in America.
Yeah,
I'm
because I
pretty
think the majority of them haven't been released here. Because
yeah.
I mean, your average American's not gonna fucking know who Oda Nobunaga was. Like,
No.
whereas anybody who studies history in a Japanese school, I'm sure
Yeah.
would be, oh, it's the guy who united Japan, like who
Mhm.
unified Japan. You know, so like, huh? No, I've never
Yeah.
heard of
So
this.
2012. But yeah, it's really cool. It plays the easiest it's a tactical RPG. It plays like a Disgaea or a Fire Emblem or Nobunaga's Ambition, I suppose.
Yeah.
Um
Okay.
yeah, but it had good reviews. It's the one Pokemon game I haven't played but I've been super interested in cuz my brothers have it.
Okay.
Um and I wanted to play it, but now that I'm thinking about it, I could probably just play it on stream.
Yeah. I mean, this I would watch a stream of this. This sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
and with how beautiful and everything is, like I love the idea of Pokemon having a story, like a full on story.
Yeah.
Um, because I love the idea of being a trainer and stuff like that, but what I really like about Pokemon is the lore and stuff like that. I can't even think of the last Pokemon game I actually beat.
Yeah.
Um, because I'm just
Like,
not as interested in the actual monster catching stuff as everyone else is, and that's the main appeal of it.
yeah, you want like a grander thing.
Yeah. So like Pokemon Conquest kind of would hit that spot, I feel like, of like characters who are fully fleshed out and a lore like because this was before Pokemon Legends Arceus, where they did like the feudal Japan era thing.
Yes.
And this
Yeah.
is like a full on like war conquest thing. So
Mm-hmm.
it's got like big stakes to it. And I want to see how
Mm-hmm.
that all pans out and just Pokemon's never done anything like this. Like this, I suppose, mature since
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it was really really cool, and maybe one day they'll do another sequel, but
Yeah.
or a
That's awesome.
remaster
Like,
even. But it's hard because
never heard of
it's tied to a crossover, even
it.
if people
Right.
don't know it is.
Owned by a different company. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the same when I
Um,
think about Parasite Eve,
mm,
and people
mm,
are like, "Well, Square Enix owns it; they can just make another one." I was like, "No, you guys don't understand. This is based on a book series that was really big. One
yeah.
book in Japan that was very, very popular.
Right.
They cannot just take it again. That's why the third game sucked
Yeah.
because they ran out of the
Um,
licenses and they couldn't even call it Parasite Eve. So,
oh, that's right. That's why it's just the third birthday,
mhm.
right? Um, Joe, to answer your question, you came back to twice showing me some peculiar video game crossovers. And then yes, it was released worldwide
Mhm.
in 2012.
2012. Yep.
And also Zevo, I knew about wrestling. I didn't know Santa movies were like a special interest of yours.
So cool. Very specific. It's like a and like Santa's sleigh like gets right into that Venn diagram of Santa and wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
More
Santa
Santa
horror.
horror.
Yeah. All right. So the next we'll move on to so you know the very infamous Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if they kept it in all versions, but I know at least the original PlayStation 2 version had the cool you must capture all the monkeys, all the
Yeah.
Ape Escape monkeys.
Right.
Um, did you know that in Ape Escape 3 they had a whole mini game dedicated to you playing a secret agent monkey?
I did not. I did not. No.
Okay. So this is the ending of the game. You play as this monkey on the right here the whole time. And
Okay.
Snake doesn't show up in the whole game, I don't think. Because it's just a mini game. I think it's like an hour. You could beat it in like an hour. But this is the ending cutscene. Just to go ahead and
Huh,
spoil it.
okay.
So you're an agent, huh?
It's also, I think, very specifically not David Hayter.
Sure
Mhm.
are one brave little monkey.
Oh yeah.
Sharp eyes you've got there. Anyway, I guess we've brought the world back from the brink of catastrophe. And it was all due to you. By the way, we haven't been properly introduced yet. I'm Snake. You can call me that from now on. And you? Interesting. A pair of snakes. Nice to meet you, Snake. I think we're going to get along just fine. Okay. I'm off to Colonel Campbell's place to report on the mission. What are you going to do now? Is that right? Well, I guess that's the way it goes. We'll probably meet again somewhere.
This was missing from my life.
The end.
Well, shit.
Beautiful.
That is beautiful.
And that's how Metal Gear Solid 4 actually ended, guys.
Yeah, that's the canon ending.
Yeah, whenever I can't remember his name now. Whenever they meet him at the very end and say, "You're still needed." This is
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, yeah. That's incredible. I knew about the one in the opposite one in
Yeah.
Subsistence, where you're hunting down the ape escape apes. I did not know about this one.
Yeah, it's like an hour of gameplay, but it's just like a look. Funny enough,
Boy.
we're talking about Rayman's the Mario and Rabbids. They just announced
Yeah.
the new DLC that Rayman is actually going to be in the game,
Yo,
and that's really
they're
cool.
putting him back in the game, boys.
Yeah, everyone's really excited because like Rayman's properly in a game again.
Yeah,
The last game he was in was Rayman Legends. And that was like
It's been
6 years
87
ago
years.
now. So,
End.
oh,
See, we wouldn't even be able to catch him. I'm begging you. Isn't there something else you can do?
Geez, put me on the spot, why don't you? Eureka! I got it! It might be just the ticket.
So, what have you got in mind?
Is Snake's battle data still around?
Yeah, it's around. But what are you
Oh.
getting at?
they're gonna like Metal Gear
Character
Solid
Over here at once.
2 a
I'm going
monkey.
to upload the data into the latest
Yeah.
model monkey helmet. Then I'll do a bit of this and some of that, and voila!
Making monkey
sorry,
child
I'm not
soldiers.
really following you.
no,
The long
I
and
hate
short of
that.
it is
This is the plot of Metal Gear Solid 2. Didn't we
battle
learn?
data and
Yeah.
warp him
this is incredible.
It's really cool.
Huh.
And then when you
But-
see,
Ape Escape wasn't made by Konami, was it?
I don't think
I'll look it
so.
up.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
but that series,
That's
oh, it was by
No.
Sony though.
okay.
It was by
Okay,
Sony.
that-
That's why specifically. And for a good while, Metal Gear was almost like a Sony exclusive for a while.
That's true. That's true. This is amazing.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's so wacky because it's like you just see the Ape Escape. All
Yeah.
right, so we're gonna move on to the next one, and
Alright.
I don't think there's like actual music in this, so it should be okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so just a quick context. This is another one of the Marvel versus Capcom. Capcom themselves were really good at this, I guess, of just this is a crossover between Bandai Namco and Capcom.
Okay. Pops.
And they do some like deep cut games in here.
Is that fucking Soccer Awards?
Yep.
Okay, that's literally the only thing that I've recognized so far.
There's
Okay.
yeah, Mega Man and Valkyria Xenosaga, Xenoblade.
Oh, Xenosaga. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very cool.
I recognize these things
Yeah.
somewhat. Okay.
Yeah, Dot Hack. It's so cool. There's Tron again. They really love Tron.
Yeah. What?
Oh, I forgot about that.
What?
I'm pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's supposed to be John McClane from Die Hard.
What?
Because I think
Okay.
Bandai Namco made a Die Hard game,
Okay. Okay.
and so they just like yes, they made the arcade game.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 You also had this for Vita and never played it? Damn.
I think this was for the 3DS. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So this game was really cool. It's just, but it's like a big combination of just everything.
Yeah. Project X Zone. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, this was when I was really big into Dot Hack, and so when they announced they were like Dot Hack's gonna show up in a new game, and I was like, oh, I was
That's
all into it. So yeah.
So what was it? Just Kite and Black Rose, or were
Yes, in this one, they had two characters from each of the main games.
Oh, that's cool.
And so, yeah, it was Kite and Black Rose, and then in the second, in Project X Zone 2, they added other characters too. I think they added, and they switched the pairs. So like Dot Hack was still in Project X Zone, but instead it was Kite and Haseo.
Okay.
So you get to see the characters interact with each other too, and like they all had like
That's cool.
pretty extensive dialogue. So it was cool to see like Haseo be like, "Oh, you're the guy that did the thing," and he's
Yeah,
like, "What are you talking about?"
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
so it was really neat.
You got really jazzed about it, bought it, and it sat in the drawer. Fair. Yeah, I know that. I know that. feeling.
Yeah, I think I
I'm
bought
trying to be better
the.
about the-
Yep, same here. So we're gonna try to breeze through these. 'Cause I don't know how much more time. Because what's your last? Is your last segment gonna be really
I
long?
don't. It might be. It's at least like an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Okay,
So
yeah.
it's up to you.
Okay, yeah. So then I could probably blaze through a couple more of these.
Okay. Yeah.
Because most of them are just the openings. I can just talk about them in themselves.
Yeah.
So this is Tatsunoko versus Capcom. Capcom was good about doing these fighting games with obscure stuff. Do you know what Tatsunoko is? I didn't at the time.
No.
Oh, the music too.
I don't think so.
So Tatsunoko is an anime company that makes really popular, really old classic anime. So they have
Oh yeah.
like a lot of characters like these.
Okay.
Oh yeah, more Onimusha.
Okay. The Speed Racer.
Yes.
I'm looking at. I'm trying to see how many of these I recognize. Not a lot, but
No, there's really nothing I recognize.
Gatchaman. Okay.
Yeah, Casterhern Chronicles or something.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's one that I recognize, but I've still have never watched it.
Mm-hmm.
That's one that like I heard about in fucking high school, and I was like,
Yeah.
I should watch that, and then I still haven't.
Yeah. So that was a really cool one. This game still goes
Okay.
for quite a bit. I sold my copy back in the day, but it still goes for like $30-$40 because the licensing itself is so bizarre.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah. So then this was a cool one. Another one that we'll watch is the one for Street Fighter versus Tekken.
Oh yeah. Wasn't that one like that was pretty hyped, and then it was kind of a giant flop, wasn't it?
Yes, that one was also another like Mario and Sonic, Mario and Rayman kind of thing. And this one also had the unfortunate timing of this trailer here. It's a good trailer though.
Uh-huh.
We got Cole again, John Infamous.
And then
They got Bad Box Art Mega Man.
That's right. Yes, I remember this. I do remember this.
And they got Pac-Man, but instead of him, he fights in like a big Pac-Man neck.
Huh.
It's very weird. And Cole Sprouse from Disney Channel. Yeah, and these cats that they don't use anymore.
Okay. Marva Dad handling DLC. I feel like that was a big thing. Like 10 years
Yep,
ago.
that was like their whole thing at the time.
Nobody knew how to handle DLC well.
Nope.
In like 10 years ago.
This was also that time when like EA in particular was the one that did it. I remember where if you bought a used or a new copy of a physical game and it had online capabilities, they gave you an online code.
Yes.
So that if you resold the game, people couldn't play online.
Yes, I remember that.
Those times are stinky.
That's so scummy. So scummy.
Because they were like, "Oh, but reselling games is gonna lose money." It's like, yeah.
Yep. They were like, "It's bad for everybody."
Yeah.
We're making it bad for everybody.
And then like 5 years later, Xbox tried to do the same exact thing where they're just like, "Well, if your friends want to play the game, maybe they should just buy it too."
Oh my god, yes, they tried to have the Xbox One be always online,
And then
so
Sony
you couldn't play used games.
and then Sony immediately came through and was like, "You guys want to know how you can give your discs to your friends? And here you go." You just hand it. It's like,
thank you.
It's such like a fuck you, like. Yeah, but Bad Box Art Mega Man, I think the concept itself is actually really funny. And I think they were hoping that everyone's gonna be like, lol, JK, we put Mega Man, like Bad Box Art Mega Man in there. But this was the era of Capcom not wanting anything to do with Mega Man. They had just...
So it was kind of like a slap in the face.
Yeah, because they had just canceled, I think, Mega Man Legends 3. They had a Mario Maker kind of game, Mega Man Universe. It was like a Mega Man Mario Maker. You can create your own levels and upload it. And they also had a Mega Man Metroid Prime type game that got canceled before it even got released or announced.
Oh damn. Yeah.
And everyone was just begging for more Mega Man because they did like Mega Man 9 and 10, and those were really good. Yeah, and then they put this in here, and then people didn't hear anything else from Mega Man, I think, until they started doing the re-releases just kind of recently.
Until Mighty Number 9.
Mighty Number 9. I remember that. I remember that trending post where it's like, Mighty Number Nine's like scared, and he's like, and then he like gets a shoulder on it. He like gets a hand on his shoulder, and it's like OG Mega Man saying like, "You'll be okay without me," and just
Oh gosh.
never went anywhere. Yeah, and then KJ Inafune kind of very strange man.
Yeah.
Also didn't
Well,
create
'cause
Mega
wasn't
Man,
that, like,
so
that was the thing, right? He was
he was a
a
businessman
character
pretty much.
designer.
Yeah.
And Mighty Number Nine was like riding on his name, and it was only after the fact that like really popularly people were like, he's not a director, he's a character designer,
Yeah.
right? Wasn't that a thing?
Yep, he was. I think he eventually became like an executive producer on some of the games, but I don't even know what that means necessarily for video game making.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of
Yeah,
like a Stan Lee, Jack Kirby thing too, where someone initially designed the actual concept of Mega Man, like the actual character concept, and then he was the one that like finalized it. So
Right.
he had a part in making Mega Man the character, but he wasn't the one that like, it's like whenever a lot of people talk about movies and stuff like that, where they're like, Wes Anderson did such a good job with this movie, and it's just like,
Mhm.
but yeah, he directed the film, but other people worked on it too. It's
Yeah,
like that kind
a
of thing.
shitload of other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like whenever people get mad about like animators or like CGI artists not being in the credits and stuff like that, and people are just like, oh well, but like there's like so many names into the movie, like you can't fit them all in the credits. And it's just like,
Mhm.
why not?
Yeah, like why literally
Like why not?
you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Because if
You're
you don't want to
making a
sit through the
movie.
credits, just leave. That's what
Just
most people
leave,
do
yeah,
anyway.
like,
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Phew.
Hey Jax. Yeah, but this is Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Next one gets a little bit more wacky.
Okay.
This is the Wii U era where I think Nintendo was struggling to get any kind of exclusives. So they had SNK, the guy